Hello, bombshellers. Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you for tuning in about the driveway gravel today. I was all excited and I had to share that with you, and I was under a ton of stress and pressure all day long. So, I have been pretty much living on tension headache. I think I'm down to, half a bottle. Yeah, it's time for a trip to the Dollar Tree. Just a lot of stress, a lot of tension throughout my shoulders, the back of my neck. Those who know me well know that I have had shoulder surgery on the right side. I've lost 20% of my right shoulder. Uh, and it was very hard to recover from that happened. Um, but I did. But during stressful, intense times, the stress and the tension gathers in my shoulders. That's why I rely on the tension headache. Thank God for that. And I wanted to say that in the mail today I got nothing, which was boring, right? But hey, it is what it is. And I worked today. Grandpa got his Meals on Wheels, but I got up extremely early for me. I started to get up at 8:30ish because I knew that the Men with the Rock was coming. Well, going for like 15 till 9, 8:45, I get this phone call. Yeah, we were supposed to be there at 9, but life happens, so guess what? We won't be there until, well, that is if you want us, closer till noon. And I said, what time frame is that exactly? The guy couldn't pinpoint it. He was like, well, sometime either in or around noon time. And I thought, that could be any time. Thank God for Grandpa, because he was able to go outside and greet them when they called the house and said, hey, we're waiting with the gravel. And he instructed them, and they said they were going to spread it. And I guess to their ability they did, but there's a bunch of what I call uneven areas. So tomorrow with a rake, to relieve major stress, since it's my basically only day off this week until the weekend, I'm going to go outside with a rake and I'm going to rearrange the rock myself. Maybe it'll ease the tension in my shoulders. Just saying. I know I need to get back to my working out. I have been taking a time off of it, mainly due to stress and tension. But is in that prevention magazine, it says if you do your workouts regularly, it's supposed to relieve the stress and the tension more. So maybe I should get back to that, right? You've got my word that going forth, I'm going to start doing that again. Um, it's just really been hard trying to keep, everything tip top and keep Grandpa on a schedule, keep myself on a schedule, and keep the house on a schedule, the animals on a schedule. It's overbearing, and sometimes it can be quite a lot, but it's worth it. So, anyway, um, I don't know if I've told you all, but Grandpa has had both his COVID shots. Go, Grandpa. Me, I have not had either one, so I've got to get that done. Um, and I'm just excited that we got the gravel done today before any rain came, because I guess there was supposed to be rain in the schedule. The car tonight, my SUV is sitting at the auto place to be worked on tomorrow. I left a note. Please don't only do the oil change, but we still hear that squeak. Wherever it is, find it and fix it. So that's what I'm praying for. Okay? Um, Now, as you can tell, the computer is still on the fritz. I wouldn't want anything to work. So we're just lucky that you can hear my voice. I have been reading a wonderful book today. At first, I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be one of those. I put it down because I've gotten to the first 50 pages, and if I can't get into a book in the first 50 pages, I usually put it right away into the bag to go to the candy kitchen. Just saying. But the more I read the book, and then she brought up Dierks Bentley, I'm like, okay, I'm reading this book. So then it drew me in. An abusive boyfriend, a jealous friend who wants to be a boyfriend, but didn't really want to act on those feelings because he didn't want to lose the friendship. But then it was either lose her as a friend or lose her altogether. So he chooses that he wants to keep her in his life, but not just as a friend, but as his woman. So it turns into a great book. Um, what really drew me in was a section of miscommunication. Um, there was a point where the man who's been in an abusive relationship with her was trying to draw her back. So what does he do? He sends these text messages from the friend's phone that's turned into the boyfriend saying, we're done, we're through. And at first she's believing this, okay? Because why? She has no reason to doubt. But why would this boy she's known since preschool break up over a text message? And then we find out it wasn't his phone. The text was, well, it was his phone, but it was not sent by him. It was sent by, you guessed it, the ex-jealous boyfriend who was in an abusive relationship with her. So it's very good book. I can see it getting maybe a mid to high mark. I'm not done with it. I'm only halfway through. But it's very good. Everybody's like, well, when are you going to get back to your artwork? Well, I'm trying to switch on and off between the artwork and the reading. It's just a stress therapy thing that helps, and it's been a lot of stress. I'm hoping for the best on every front, but I will say I have been pleasantly surprised this week with the prices of everything. From the handyman that, charged $20 for doing the attic and putting the latch back on the attic, to the men who brought the rock. He told me it was going to be $330, and when Grandpa wrote him the check for $330, he goes, well, it's not really that much. He goes, it can be a little bit less. We can give you the change back. Grandpa goes, oh, just keep it. So he goes, you did hard work, which shocked me, because anybody else, he would have said, sure, I'll take the change back. So, it's been an interesting week so far. And it's only Tuesday. I can hardly wait till tomorrow when we go to pick up the car. I can only imagine what they'll find besides the oil change. Just saying. Put some prayers up for the blue bombshell. She needs it. Anyway. Stressed. Very stressed. Have I had my COVID shot? No, I have not. But I will soon. Notice the keyword soon. I am not a fan of injections. I don't like needles. I've always hated needles. In fact, when it comes to any kind of surgery, you can ask any anesthesiologist that's had to put up with me through my tonsils, my wisdom teeth, my shoulder, my PCOS surgery. Every time that I've had to have surgery, they have to do two things. Use the spray so I don't feel it to give before the IV goes in, and use the butterfly because I don't like any other needle. Grandma taught me that. She goes, anytime you have surgery or anything, butterfly it. So I always remember that. And I have hidden veins. They love to roll. They love to just not be very working. Sometimes they even decide to shut down, so they have to stick me multiple times in order to find it, which is very painful. One point, I was a human pincushion for one person, and when this was just for a simple blood draw here a few years ago. And the girl, she goes, well, you'll come back tomorrow. I looked at her and I was like going, for what, Dracula? For you to do the others? There was nothing left for her to stick. She had done both in between the arms. She'd done the back of both hands. She tried tying up my wrists, which I looked at her like going, you're crazy. Then she couldn't get nothing. And then she's like, I'm wondering where you get your blood at. And I thought, well, you can't stab me in the heart. So she tried looking at my feet, and she couldn't get nothing to come up there. She goes, if you come back tomorrow, I'm sure we'll find something. And yeah, I didn't go back to that place. So I went and changed doctors at that point and had a wonderful success rate with the next place. But that was one of the worst experiences ever. Now that I've rambled aimlessly, I do feel a little bit more stress relieved, so I won't have to touch the tension headache. Tomorrow is my day off. It's just, sometimes life can get to you, and it's like overwhelming, and the tension just settles in your body and you can feel it. I said it earlier. I believe that my car has had more vacations at the shop than I have in the past 2 years, if you think about it, which is sad. But hopefully, it comes out of this oil change, which should be minor, and they find the squeak. Lord, let that be minor. And everything else just is A-okay. That's what I'm praying for. But we'll have to see. On the way home, in Grandpa's car, his turn signal decided to stick. Plus, I was driving behind him, remember, in the SUV, and one of his tail lights is out. So they've got to fix that. Plus his service engine soon light has come on. So if it ain't one thing, it's another. I just felt like sharing for a moment. Thank you for letting me ramble. Thank you for watching. Anyway, the next video, we have magazines to do, a couple of magazines. And that's what we have scheduled tonight. And maybe a song. Who knows? I'm going to go take a time out and finish watching Chrisley Knows Best. I just wanted to shoot this one video right now so I didn't have to shoot it later. So thank you. And I will be back.